Okay, before this video starts, can we take a moment of silence and just pay respect to the old candy cane? Yeah, so as you can see by the title of the video, I lost my candy cane, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I lost it. Okay, so I'm gonna be pulling up some screenshots on the screen, but I'm also gonna be reading it to you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about as well. Okay, so how did it all start? It all started with me being a nice guy and deciding to lend my friend Proxin. A lot of your boys know Proxin. We joke with him a lot, we call Proxin mid. We have a whole gif about this guy, we just play with him, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's still my friend. He made a lot of intros for me. Like, he's done a lot of stuff for me, and I've done a lot of stuff for him, because that's what friends are for, right? So this boy is asking me to use candy cane. He said he really likes candy cane. It's one of his dream weapons, stuff like that. I kept declining because it's candy cane, and I know Proxin has a history of trolling and stuff, but he really seemed sincere with him asking me for this candy cane. So then I get back home from work and I tell him, okay, fine, I'll let you have the candy cane. So I'll pop the screenshot on the screen right now and I'll read it to you guys. I'm like, okay, I done. Don't mind why. I just like trolling like that. I'm like, you can borrow. It's like, for how long? I'm like, I don't know, I'm not using it right now, so he can go crazy. So at the moment I wasn't really using candy cane. I was just using Trident, the sussy Trident and Magoo combo. So I wasn't really using candy cane at the time. Then he said, thank you so much. And I tell him, I tend to forget people that I lend weapon, because there's a lot of people I lent weapons that haven't given it back to me yet, and I don't remember any of them. So I mean, this is obviously candy cane, so I'm mostly gonna remember, but I just said that just in case. I'm like, just remind me, whenever you get bored of it, you can give it back. So that's how candy cane was out of my possession, right? And the next chapter of the story is me at work, and Proxin gets hacked. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know now, but at the time I was just confused. I was at work and stuff. I skimmed over the messages, so I'm just like, this has to be a troll. Then I just ignored the DM at the time and then just got back to work. And then when I got home, no, not when I got home, when I was on my break, I took time to actually read what he's saying. So I have it on screen right now, and I'll read it to you guys. This guy swears a lot. I don't swear, so I'll just not speak in the part he swears. Okay, it's like, bro, my account got hacked. There's no way. Bro, there's no way they took the CC. It's like, can you restore this? And like, if not, I'm grinding till I get fruits for the candy cane. It's like, F this, I'm gonna cry. And then he shows me a screenshot. One Lust Abyss. So that's the person that beamed him. As you can see, the trade over here, I gave him the candy cane, and then you can see the trade above, he lost the candy cane. And then he goes on to say, out of all times, someone hacks my account now. I didn't even click any links, I ain't even talk to any random. And he's like, he's grinding right now for the candy cane. When he's saying all of this, I'm at work. Okay, so that's why there's no response between anything. So he's like, what is he gonna do? And then he starts panicking, telling me to, check my DMs. Am I mad at him? Because when you lose your friend's candy cane, you expect them to be really mad and stuff like that. But that's not the type of person I am, And then he's like, respond, and he tries to like mend things. He's like, I got Elo Hammer. Do you want Elo Hammer? Da 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 da. And then he's like, he's gonna keep grinding. He says he feels retarded, and then I finally get online, and he pleads that in case I get mad and ban him from my server, that's fine. Just don't block him so he can at least get fruits. I wouldn't go as far as blocking someone for losing stuff, unless they did something intentionally to actually bring me down or something like that. But this is obviously an accident. He was careless with his stuff and he lost my candy cane, right? So we'll go on to the next part. So he goes on to say, the thing is, he wouldn't be mad that if it was his candy cane. Well, he obviously would be mad because he lost candy cane, but it's because he lost someone else's candy cane and he was a pretty good friend of it that he lost the candy cane. So he feels like extra bad for it, and I'm feeling bad for him at this point, even though I'm the one whose candy cane is gone, and I'm feeling bad for him reading all of this. And then he's like, oh, you're typing in my server, but I'm ignoring the DMs. I had a lot of DMs open, and I always check the servers before I open my DMs, so that's why I wasn't ignoring his DMs. Then he goes on to say it's not a joke. Then the next part, and then I finally respond to him and say, why aren't you trying to restore? Why are you telling me this? What do you want me to do with this information? He's like, I don't know. I feel like I need to tell you. Well, of course you need to tell me. It's my candy cane. And then I tell him to restore. He asks me, how does he restore? I'm like, ask a GPO mod or something. Moving on to the next section, I get a DM from my boy Jack. I'll pop that on screen as well. And he tells me that G2 scammed my candy cane. And then at this time, the name G2 doesn't click in. I don't know who G2 is at the moment. And then I DM Proxen this. I say, Jack said my candy cane got scammed by G2, but I don't know who G2 is. And he said, yeah, it did. Jack said he's going to DM Falco about it. Okay, going on to the next part. And then I started wondering, how did he get into your account? Because apparently this G2 guy is known by Jack, and Proxen knows who this person is as well. And then I'm asking him, how did he get into your account? That's my question. And he says we don't talk about that. I wonder why. And then I tell him, no need, you gotta tell me, so I gotta watch out for myself so I don't get someone to hack into my account, and then he reveals that he knows who he was and he trusted him with his account, and that is the biggest regret of his life. Okay, I'll also show screenshots of their conversation. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Alright, so I'll read. G2 says, I mean, bro, I can still help you if you let me do some wagers on your account. I'm just trying to get fruits and items for now. New stuff coming in the next update. I'm getting fruits and you're getting fruits. Just letting me in your account is a W, to be honest. Okay, so I assume this is how G2 asked to get into Proxen's account. And okay, I'll open the next screenshot. I read, Proxen says, I wish I could give you Goro. I'm not too sure what this conversation is, but we'll keep reading. It's like, for what? I thought I was gonna give you Goro if you let me in your account for 30 minutes and do some wagers. LOL. I'm confused. Training. So he said, oh, okay. So he wants to get training from G2. He wants to give him Goro for training for G2. Alright, I'll show the next screenshot. And then he goes on to say he's gonna use his account for wager first. You can give it to him after you want. He doesn't really care. He's like, fine, but if only you SS the whole time. I don't know what they're talking about, but hey. And then I don't know, Proxen probably said, oh, I hope you're not trying to beam me or something. And then G2 says, bro, I'm not sad enough to scam Roblox item. Anyway, yeah, you DM him yet? I don't know who him is, but we'll continue reading. And then I guess they go through it. So G2 says, alright, did you change your password? He said, no, I just signed out. So this was one of Proxen's biggest mistakes. So he didn't change his password. He literally just signed out and gave G2 his account. I don't know what's going through his head doing that. I wouldn't recommend giving anyone your account in the first place. But if you're gonna do it for whatever reason, you should at least change the account. Then he's like, it logged me out. So I assume that's like like what happened before. And then fast forward, he calls him that. Okay, he's like, you're kidding, he needs the candy cane, and then tells him to kill himself. And then G2 says LOL. Alright, and then the last screenshot, let's see, and then Proxen replies with, I told you it's Uchi's candy cane. Okay, so that's where we are right now so far. So that one was the story of how Proxen gave G2 his account and how he ended up getting beamed, right, by G2. Okay, going on to the next section, Jack Packer said, I hope you know your CC got scammed by G2. At this point, I still don't know who G2 is, so I'm still confused. And then, after I hear all this fuss about G2, then I search him up and went in DMs, and our first interaction was him telling me happy birthday in DMs and, you know, saying, hey, thanks, bro, and, you know, good vibes in the DMs. And I didn't want to come out rude or anything, you know, because it was Proxen's fault. I mean, it's not good to beam, but it's still Proxen's fault for not taking the extra step to change his password, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, you're online. And then I sent him the screenshot of him beaming Proxen. And then I'm like, please, man, that wasn't Proxen's candy cane. I let him use my candy cane. And then he's like, I should be mad at Proxen. And then I tell him I am mad at Proxen, which I'm not really mad at anyone. It's just a game, but you know, you gotta say what you gotta say to try to get your stuff back, right? And then I tell him, please send him that weird peep emoji. He's like, no, that's on me. I tell him, wow. And then he's like, I give the candy cane to him. It's not his fault. I mean, yes, it's not your fault directly if Proxen avoided giving the account in the first place, and if Proxen and also if Proxen changes password, all of this would have been avoided. But it is also your fault because you're the one stealing from someone else's account, even though he, you know, trusted you with with his password and stuff, but you're still stealing from someone. The next screenshot, I try to explain to him, you know, what was going through my mind. I'm like, I let him use the candy cane because he was crying to me how it was his dream weapon and how he's farming for his own candy cane. I'm like, hey man, allow me. So I tried to ask for my candy cane back, and he said no joke, he doesn't even have it anymore. I asked if he traded it, he said maybe. I say, that is unfortunate. And he's like, I feel bad for you, but at the same time, I deserve it. I personally think I don't deserve it. I don't know why being nice to someone, letting them use your weapon, should backfire at you with something like this. But he said, don't give your stuff away to online stuff. And then he said, N-word, all right? And then the last screenshot I've got is me still trying to, you know, bargain with him and telling him that I kept telling this guy no, but he wouldn't stop begging, but it's okay, it's just a game. And then he said yes. Then I tell him no bad blood, right? And he's like, no, we're straight. And he said he didn't have any intention of beating me, so I assume if he knew it was my candy cane, he wouldn't have done what he did. So it's still all good between me and G2. I have no grudge over him. I have no grudge over anyone. This video is just to explain how I lost my candy cane, and I cannot get it restored because it is a trusted beam, right? I trusted Proxen with my candy cane, and he trusted G2 with his whole account, which is stupid. But hey, it's Proxen, right? Everyone hates Proxen. But yeah, that's what happened with the candy cane story. If you watch this far of the video, thank you so much for all the support and everything. And I'm see y'all on the next one. Peace.